The press called it the fall of a king. His empire was gone, his board had betrayed him, and the woman he once fired stood before him, holding a child with his eyes. Adrian Voss wasn't born rich. He built his empire with fire in his veins and ice in his heart. He never forgot the rule his father taught him: trust no one. That rule made him one of the youngest billionaires in the city. Every deal, every merger, every victory was built on control. He was proud of that control, until the day he met Lena Cruz. Lena was quiet, efficient, and invisible, the way a maid in a billionaire's penthouse was supposed to be. But she had eyes that saw too much, and a way of asking questions that made him feel exposed. Adrian didn't like that. He told himself she was just another employee, a name that didn't matter, until the night he found her outside his office, clutching a file marked "Confidential." He didn't ask what she was doing or why tears streaked her face. He simply called security and told them to escort her out. The next morning, headlines read, "Adrian Voss fires maid for corporate espionage." The internet applauded his ruthlessness. Adrian didn't care. He told himself it was business. But that night, as rain slammed against the glass, he couldn't shake the image of her eyes. Hurt, not guilty. 3 years passed. His empire grew, but the cracks spread deeper. Investors whispered about fraud, documents went missing, and the board began turning against him. His world, once untouchable, started to burn. When the investors finally sent a legal advisor to audit his company, Adrian expected another gray-haired lawyer ready to judge him. What he didn't expect was her, Lena Cruz. She walked into the boardroom wearing a white suit, her hair pinned neatly back, calm and confident. The air went still. "You once told me I'd never belong here," she said softly. "Funny. Now I'm your last chance." The room froze. Adrian felt his chest tighten, his throat dry. She laid a file on the table and pushed it toward him. Inside were documents, proof of forged signatures, illegal transfers, betrayal from the very man Adrian had trusted most, his partner. "You fired the wrong person, Adrian," she said. "I was trying to protect what my father built. Your empire stands on stolen ground. Her father." The words hit him like a knife. Adrian stared at her, realization dawning. Her last name, Cruz, wasn't a coincidence. Her father was the company's late co-founder, the same man Adrian's partner had forced out years ago. That night, behind closed doors, Lena told him everything. How she'd taken the maid job under a false name to find evidence of her father's stolen shares. How she'd tried to warn him that night, but he never listened. And then she said the words that broke him. "The boy is yours." Adrian turned slowly. A small child stood at the doorway, holding a toy car, staring at him with the same dark eyes that stared back from his mirror every morning. For the first time in years, Adrian couldn't speak. His voice, his power, his pride, gone. "Why didn't you tell me?" he finally whispered. "Because you would have fired me again," she said quietly. Silence filled the room. The city outside glowed gold through the windows, the world still turning, uncaring. In the days that followed, everything fell apart. The board discovered the fraud, the press turned on him, and the company's future hung by a thread. The only solution was a merger, with Lena as majority owner. Signing that contract would mean losing control of everything he'd built. Every tower, every share, every symbol of his success. He stared at the pen for a long time. "If I do this," he said, "I lose everything." Lena met his eyes. "Maybe not everything." He signed. When the news broke, the world called him a fool. They said Adrian Voss had surrendered. They didn't see what happened after the cameras stopped rolling. When Lena placed her hand over his, when their son ran into his arms for the first time. Weeks later, the company reopened under a new name, Voss and Cruz Industries, a partnership born not from power, but from the truth. At the press launch, flashes of light filled the air. Adrian lifted his son high as the reporters shouted questions. He didn't answer any of them. He only looked at Lena, and for the first time in years, smiled. "Let them think I lost," he murmured. "I only found what matters." That night, as the city lights shimmered below their penthouse, Lena whispered, "You could have had all this without losing your crown." He shook his head. "Sometimes you have to lose your crown to learn what love really costs." And for the first time, Adrian Voss, the man who once owned everything, felt truly free.